Hey everybody, what's going on? ShabbyDoo here, and today we've got the week 15 content update for Icarus called The Hunt. We're bringing in improvements to hunting and animals, 2 new missions, new consumables gathered from cave worms and bug fixes, and just tons of meat. We've got meat for days, and of course, the most well-deserved one, bacon. But let's go. So this week brings improvements to hunting and animals and introduces a new group of consumables gathered from cave worms, along with 2 new missions to accompany them. These 2 missions, Unearth Research and Cryogenic Research, will be available immediately, with Unearth Research unlocking the ability to harvest scales from cave worms to turn into new scale weapons such as the bow, knife, and spear. There are also new consumables from existing animals, with options such as giant steaks and fatty T-bones now dropping from hunted creatures. Dive in, have a read, and then jump in game and get hunting. I'm curious as to why there's cave worms outside. I've never seen cave worms in a forest like this, so that's an interesting picture just right here. I wonder if they added this in, or if someone just, was making in-game art and then forgot that a cave worm was in the cave except for the giant worm. But nonetheless, animal harvesting. We've added a range of new consumables from hunted prey that add variety to the food pool, giving new buffs and balancing hunted prey with all new improvements to the farming over the past few updates. These meat groups are considered rare and will have lower drop rates but a higher yield in return. That kind of it's counterintuitive. Like when you hear we're going to lower drop rates, but we're going to increase the amount you get, at the end of the day, it ends up being the same thing, right? So why not just have lower drop rates with a lower yield if you want them to be rare? But whatever. So from elephants and mammoths, you can now harvest giant steaks. Fatty T-bones can drop from various bears, and game meat drops from medium-sized prey such as deer and buffalo, amongst others. There's also soft meat from baby deer and rabbits, and stringy meat from predators such as wolves and jaguars. Also, look out for new white meat from boars. Something will be expanding to other species in the future, and don't forget the boar bacon. Alongside new animal drops, we've added systems for drying out meats to create more consumables that give different buffs and benefits to different play styles. Drying racks will allow you to turn different cuts of meat into new consumable options than what a campfire or furnace would provide. Check them all out when you hop into the game. I'm curious as to why they said furnace. Who's cooking their meat in a furnace? Can I get a raise of hands here? No one? Okay, just checking. I was just making sure that, I wasn't missing out on some furnace food. But yeah, guys, if you're loving these content updates and you love Icarus and you do love me reading these for you, I know I like to listen to these rather than read them myself, but here we are. Someone's got to do it. So if you're loving it, make sure you hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you thought of this update. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as you get back here for that sweet, shabby content. All right. Scale weapons, an exciting new addition to the game, and the new harvestable scales from cave worms, which introduces a whole new tier of weaponry to the existing pool. Scales will drop from slain cave worms, which can be used in crafting new weaponry, similar to how bone weaponry is created. However, to unlock these new weapons, players will have to complete the new Unearth Research mission, which unlocks the ability to forge these weapons going forward. These weapons offer a special benefit of also causing the poison affliction on impact, helping you down tougher foe over long chases. This poison bow could be really good for boss hunting. Quote me. We'll see how this goes. So we decided to move away from the generic prime meat and expand this out into creature group specific meats, each with their own unique buff, to further expand the way players can build their characters, with the ideal foods being they set out exploring Icarus. Jake, Vanguard Engineer. This looks pretty neat. From what I saw before, I don't know if it still says, this costs like 50 wood, 25 sticks, and like some fibers. And it's all made of sticks. Like, if you're going to make something cost 50 wood, make it look like it's made of wood, right? I don't know. But maybe that's changed. I don't know. That was just a picture from the experimental I saw. New missions. This week brings 2 fresh new missions. One of these is the next step in an existing quest line, and the other introduces our newest tier of scale weaponry. Unearth Research. In this mission, the UDA is increasing their planetary research using brand new technology. You will be required to fill and activate a sample analyzer in order to research new recipes derived from native resources on Icarus. You will be rewarded a copy of these new recipes for your troubles. Cryogenic Research. In this mission, Shinotai has launched a new investigation to gather information about potential exotic mutations in animals living on Icarus. You'll be required to retrieve a sample from specific preserved creatures. Due to the nature of their preservation, these specimens may prove difficult to access. So I'm assuming they're going to be in the tundra. And I believe these are all hardcore missions, or at least they have hardcore variants. So keep that in mind. So guys, if you do want to see this, we're going to be live tonight at around 6 or 7 p.m. I don't know exactly. It kind of really depends on my work day and then when I can get off and get on for the night. So around 6 or 7 o'clock, be on the lookout. We're going to be live and we're going to be in these new missions and testing out the new content as well. So if you want to see this live, make sure you head over to the YouTube channel around 6 or 7. But all right, let's talk about the change. Like here, we're not going to talk about the fixes. We're just going to talk about the changes added to the top. So they added the new drying rack, like we said. They added the new meat types to replace prime meat. So that replace means they got rid of, so we'll see. Stringy meat, white meat, fatty T-bone, giant steaks, game meat, soft meat. These have a chance of dropping from all animals. And then they added bacon, a new type of meat that always drops from boars. That's interesting. Added new dried meats that offer buffs, such as dried white meat, which offers increased stamina, exposure resistance, and reduced food consumption. Added 2 new missions, unearthed research and cryogenic research, plus a hardcore variant. Added new cave worm items, knife, arrow, spear, and bow. I wonder how the bow works if there's arrows too. That are unlocked by completing the unearthed mission. Added new poison sac dropped by cave worms and used in some of the above recipes. Added new AI improvements such as more dynamic target selection from aggressive AI, and neutral buffalo also now have a charge attack. Cave worms now drop a cave worm remains mesh when killed. Fixed rain reservoir filling up while sheltered. They fixed that. And then I want to talk about the 2 crashes here. So they fixed a crash that could occur when the weather was updating and fixed a crash that could occur when the rain was filling up the rain reservoir. That's an interesting one. And also I want to note that they improved the concrete crafting times. Was 25 seconds dry, 20 wet. Now it's 10 dry, 5 wet. That's much better. So actually, we got to really keep going. Fix some concrete building pieces, not giving refund of deconstruction. Fix some exotic deposit spawn locations and influx construction. Dry run expedition, spirit level survey. That must mean these might be the ones like spirit run. I think influx construction and what's the other one? Big shot stockpile maybe, and ramp up stockpile. I think those had 2 nodes in it. Maybe not influx. I think it was ramp up, big shot, and survey had 2 nodes, so maybe those have 3 and the other ones might have like 2 or 3 now as well. So that's something we're gonna have to look into. And then we also removed the incorrect slot information from the fridge description. Fixed weight being only 20 grams. I liked the fridge weight being only 20 grams. That was nice. But all right, yeah, guys, that's gonna do it here. We got a lot of fixes down here too. I suggest just going to read those if you like it. Nothing too crazy, but you know, some important stuff in there too, but I don't want to ruin everyone's day just by reading these straight along the line. But like I always say, guys, if you're loving this, hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you thought of this update. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well while you're down here. And I hope to see you tonight around 7 o'clock for a nice live stream going over some of this new content. But all right, guys, as usual, this has been ShabbyDoo, and hope the rest of your day is not too shabby.